There's something about that virus that affects people's autonomic nervous systems.
Probably about 4 weeks in, I was like, something isn't right.
I could barely get out of bed. I was having constant shortness of breath and chest pain and fatigue.
My O2 stats were dropping to 87 at night, and I would have a racing pulse of over 130.
I woke up in the middle of the night with a heart rate of 180 beats per minute.
I couldn't remember one scene from that 4 days. I couldn't remember anyone I went with.
The medical gaslighting is disgusting.
One doctor was like, you just have really bad anxiety. Actually, multiple times I had been told that.
As someone who doesn't suffer from anxiety, I sometimes feel annoyed when like that comes up and they're kind of assuming that I'm having a panic attack instead of having the symptoms that I'm having.
I went to the ER on 3 different occasions, and I was turned away every single time because they said that I was young and healthy, and that was hard.
There's this vibe of like, why are you taking up space where people who are actually sick should be here, you know? And my doctor would just kind of stare at me with these like dead eyes and try to push anti-anxiety meds or more asthma meds.
It was a mental battle because I knew something was really wrong with me, but I couldn't get any help. I started getting like the POT symptoms, so the blood pooling, the dizziness, and it's just like things have just continued to snowball. And here at month 10, you know, I have diagnosed brain damage from COVID, which was a really tough pill to swallow. I have the POTS, I have like Dysautonomia stuff.
I'm seeing for the first time since the pandemic people saying they got dysautonomia from having COVID.
So dysautonomia is essentially a dysregulation of the autonomic nervous system, which is in charge of your parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight.
And your autonomic nervous system is that part of your nervous system that does things automatically. It's regulating your blood pressure, it's regulating your body temperature, it's regulating your heart rate. When you eat, it regulates your digestion, it regulates your hormones, your electrolytes. It calls the shots for all those things that you don't have to stop and think about.
Essentially what happens is you're put in a constant state of flight.
It almost feels like my body is frequently telling me I'm at war and I'm not, you know, but all of my defense systems are up being like, oh, this thing's happening. We have to fight it.
Essentially when that gets disrupted, it can impact things like blood pressure, heart rate, even breathing, circulation, the dilation of your eyes.
I am an example of the most common problem is the destabilization of the blood pressure. My blood pressure can't be regulated anymore. Now for many people it only drops low, but for some of us it also goes too high. So there are certain body positions and certain triggers. Some are food, some are air temperature, certain triggers that will cause our blood pressures to plummet to where we pass out, we lose consciousness, because when your blood pressure drops, your oxygen gets dragged down with it. And also our blood pressure shoots up, and it can shoot up to dangerous levels where you might have a stroke or have organ damage. It also sends even a healthy heart bad, incorrect messages. Autonomic nervous system that's malfunctioning can tell your heart that's otherwise healthy to beat too quickly. It can tell it to slow down too slow. A tilt table test is the gold standard for diagnosis. And I personally recommend an electrophysiology cardiologist because that's a cardiologist with special training in how the nervous system acts upon the circulatory system, which is exactly our condition.
There aren't any treatments. There isn't anything for us really, and I'm just living my life as treat the symptom and go.
They can give you drugs designed for other disorders, and it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. But there's no medicine for dysautonomia.
I don't know if there's really an end in sight, honestly. I don't know what that looks like.
And so I'm hoping that if nothing else good comes out of the COVID pandemic, maybe some research will happen as a result that comes up with a medicine or treatment for dysautonomia.